Donald Trump's renewed interest in expanding America's global influence often places small nations like Jamaica in a complicated position. His America First agenda, which prioritizes U.S. domestic interests, tends to affect smaller economies dependent on trade and aid from the United States. For Jamaica, this could result in both new opportunities and significant challenges, depending on how the Trump administration chooses to engage with the Caribbean region. During Trump's previous term, his administration showed limited direct engagement with Jamaica. However, Trump has often emphasized the importance of the Caribbean for U.S. security and economic interests. This suggests that a second Trump presidency might adopt a more assertive policy toward Jamaica, especially as China and other foreign powers increase their presence in the region. Trump's administration may seek to renegotiate or reformulate trade agreements affecting Jamaica. While Jamaica currently benefits from preferential trade arrangements under the Caribbean Basin Initiative, Trump has previously criticized such agreements as unfair to U.S. workers. He may propose new terms that demand reciprocal benefits for American exporters and businesses operating in Jamaica. A central focus of Trump's Caribbean policy could involve pressuring Jamaica to reduce its reliance on Chinese investments. China has funded numerous infrastructure projects in Jamaica, including highways and port developments. The Trump administration might view this as a strategic threat and seek to counteract it by offering alternative U.S.-backed investment projects or by pressuring Jamaica to limit Chinese partnerships. The Trump administration could also push for greater energy cooperation. Trump has consistently promoted U.S. energy exports, including natural gas and oil. Jamaica, with its energy needs and ambitions to diversify its energy sources, might become a target for increased American energy exports, reducing Jamaica's dependence on Venezuela and other suppliers. Immigration policies under Trump have been a cornerstone of his political platform. Jamaicans living in the U.S. may face stricter immigration rules, potential deportations, and tighter visa controls. This could affect the sizable Jamaican diaspora, which sends billions of dollars in remittances back home, a critical source of income for many Jamaican families. Trump may also expand vetting processes for Jamaican nationals seeking to travel or study in the United States. This could include heightened security screenings and longer processing times for visas, particularly under national security pretexts, even if there are no direct threats emanating from Jamaica itself. On the diplomatic front, Trump's preference for bilateral negotiations over multilateral forums could alter how Jamaica engages with the United States. Jamaica may find itself needing to negotiate directly with Washington on issues ranging from trade to security to aid, rather than relying on regional blocs or international organizations to advocate on its behalf. Security cooperation could become a more prominent feature of U.S.-Jamaica relations under Trump. The administration may offer increased military aid, training, and equipment to Jamaica's security forces, particularly in areas of counter-narcotics, counter-terrorism, and maritime security, aligning with broader American interests in combating transnational crime. Trump's administration may view the Caribbean region as a buffer zone to prevent illegal immigration and drug trafficking into the United States. As such, Jamaica could face pressure to enhance its border security and surveillance capabilities, potentially with U.S. assistance or under U.S. oversight. Economic sanctions and pressure campaigns have been a hallmark of Trump's foreign policy strategy. While unlikely, should Jamaica deepen ties with nations adversarial to U.S. interests, such as Iran or Russia, Trump's administration may resort to economic levers to discourage such alignments. Trump might also revisit foreign aid allocations. His previous budget proposals sought to cut foreign aid substantially. Jamaica could experience reduced development assistance, which might affect social programs, infrastructure projects, and educational exchanges historically funded by USAID and other U.S. agencies. Tourism remains a vital industry for Jamaica, and U.S. travelers make up the majority of visitors to the island. Trump may promote policies that encourage American tourists to visit Caribbean destinations, including Jamaica, as part of his domestic economic agenda to benefit U.S. airlines, cruise lines, and travel agencies. In contrast, however, any escalation of travel warnings or advisories under Trump's security policies could negatively impact Jamaica's tourism sector. Should crime rates or health concerns rise, Trump's State Department may issue advisories that deter U.S. tourists from visiting Jamaica. Trump's views on law and order could influence cooperative policing efforts. Jamaica may be urged to adopt more stringent anti-gang and anti-drug measures in line with American priorities, potentially receiving financial or technical support from U.S. law enforcement agencies like the DEA. The Trump administration may also seek to leverage its relationship with Jamaica to counteract Venezuela's influence in the region. Jamaica previously participated in Petro-Caribe, receiving discounted Venezuelan oil. Trump may offer alternative arrangements to keep Jamaica aligned with U.S. regional objectives. With the rise of cyber threats and foreign espionage, Trump could advocate for closer digital cooperation with Jamaica, including partnerships on cybersecurity infrastructure, data sharing agreements, and assistance with securing critical information systems vulnerable to foreign interference. Trump's administration may encourage American businesses to invest more heavily in Jamaica's growing digital economy, fostering partnerships in areas like fintech, software development, and call center operations. This aligns with his broader goal of expanding American business interests abroad while creating favorable conditions for U.S. companies. Agriculture could become another area of focus. Trump may promote expanded U.S. agricultural exports to Jamaica, possibly pressuring Jamaican markets to lower barriers for American poultry, grains, and processed foods. Conversely, Jamaica's own agricultural exports to the U.S. may come under greater scrutiny under his trade policies. Trump's skepticism toward multilateral climate agreements may affect Jamaica's access to international climate financing mechanisms. As a small island state vulnerable to climate change, Jamaica relies on global climate funds and assistance that could be curtailed if Trump weakens U.S. participation in international climate initiatives. Despite his skepticism of global environmental agreements, Trump may still advocate for American private sector investment in renewable energy projects in Jamaica, particularly if such investments create new markets for U.S. technology and services in solar, wind, or geothermal energy. The Trump administration may also push for regulatory reforms in Jamaica to make it easier for American businesses to operate there. This could include lobbying for changes to labor laws, tax codes, or business licensing procedures to favor U.S. investors and companies. Education exchanges might see a shift under Trump. While there may be cuts to public funding for such programs, private partnerships could expand, with American universities and companies establishing campuses, training centers, or partnerships in Jamaica to tap into local talent pools. Trump may seek to leverage Jamaica's strategic geographic location for military and intelligence purposes. While no permanent bases are likely, temporary military exercises, joint training operations, and intelligence sharing agreements may become more frequent under his administration. The Trump administration could push for stronger intellectual property protections in Jamaica to safeguard American companies operating there. This would align with his broader focus on protecting U.S. innovations and intellectual property rights overseas. Cultural diplomacy may take a backseat under Trump's America First approach. Traditional people-to-people programs, arts exchanges, and public diplomacy efforts that once fostered strong U.S.-Jamaica relations may receive less attention and funding. Trump may also promote tighter financial regulations to prevent money laundering through Caribbean banking systems, which have historically attracted scrutiny from U.S. regulators. Jamaica's financial institutions could face increased compliance requirements to meet U.S. standards. Healthcare partnerships might shift in focus under Trump. While previous programs emphasized broad public health goals, Trump's administration may prioritize pandemic preparedness, biosecurity, and health security cooperation, especially in response to global disease outbreaks. As part of his broader anti-socialism rhetoric, Trump may pressure Jamaica to distance itself from leftist governments and political movements in the region. This could influence Jamaica's diplomatic positioning within organizations like CARICOM and the Organization of American States. The Trump administration might explore opportunities to expand U.S. media and telecommunications influence in Jamaica, supporting American companies' entry into local media markets to promote U.S. cultural and political values. Private security firms with ties to Trump's network may see opportunities in Jamaica's security sector, offering services related to maritime security, critical infrastructure protection, and VIP security for foreign investors and dignitaries. Trump's personal business interests, while often separated from official policy, may indirectly influence how his administration approaches real estate, hospitality, or entertainment industry investments in Jamaica, creating new opportunities for American developers. In the event of natural disasters, Trump's administration may prioritize rapid response bilateral aid as a demonstration of goodwill, but could attach conditions to ensure that American contractors and suppliers benefit from reconstruction efforts. Jamaica's burgeoning cannabis industry may attract regulatory scrutiny from the Trump administration, especially if U.S. federal law remains restrictive. However, American companies involved in medical cannabis research may lobby for cooperative agreements. Trump may leverage the U.S.-Jamaica relationship to bolster support among the Caribbean diaspora in the United States, courting Jamaican-American voters in key electoral states like Florida and New York by highlighting favorable policy initiatives or business deals. Under Trump, bilateral relations may become more transactional, with Jamaica expected to offer clear economic or strategic returns in exchange for U.S. support, aid, or preferential treatment, reflecting his deal-making approach to international relations. Human rights concerns may be downplayed under Trump's administration if they conflict with broader strategic or economic interests. Issues like press freedom, LGBTQ rights, or judicial independence may receive less emphasis in diplomatic dialogues. Trump may encourage greater U.S. corporate involvement in Jamaica's mining and natural resources sectors, particularly in bauxite, limestone, and rare earth minerals, securing strategic materials for American industry. In the realm of transportation, Trump's administration may support infrastructure projects that enhance air and sea links between Jamaica and the U.S., facilitating greater trade, tourism, and logistics integration while benefiting American carriers and shipping companies. Trump may also explore creating special economic zones or free trade zones in partnership with Jamaica that favor U.S. businesses, offering tax incentives, streamlined regulations, and dedicated infrastructure to attract American investment. As part of broader educational and workforce development goals, Trump might promote vocational training programs in Jamaica that prepare workers for employment in U.S.-owned businesses operating on the island, aligning labor skills with American business needs. Finally, Trump's overall approach to Jamaica would likely reflect his broader foreign policy philosophy: a focus on bilateral deals, maximizing American advantages, reducing multilateral obligations, and leveraging U.S. economic and security dominance to achieve favorable outcomes.